What is going on?
Bada bing. Jack, Vinny. Your
Bright and
host, Vic.
beautiful day today.
Season 2. UnFollowVic. I mean, follow me, but the show is unfollow.
UnFollowVic.
6 feet.
Yes, but stay 6 feet away from me if you see me, all right?
Unless you're vaccinated, in which case we're Frenching.
No, even if you're vaccinated, you still gotta wear a mask. Shut up.
12 feet. 12 feet.
Stop with the fake news, all right? Jack, how's it going, baby?
Palm trees and sunshine, my friend. How about you?
Oh, everything's going good.
All right.
Vinny's in the studio today.
Bada bing.
Bada bing. Vinny's the reason why we're in the studio today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got a couple of friends.
Vinny got more than a couple friends, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he's the producer. That's what he does.
On his journey down.
Enough about this guy. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be a big trend over here.
Trending.
So we got an exciting episode, but before we bring on who we have on, guys, let's take a walk. Should I bring out the time machine? You guys want to go back?
Yeah.
Let's go back
I haven't
in time.
seen the time machine in a while.
Yeah, last time the time machine was on, you were talking on it. But hold on, ready? Let me dial it in. Let's go. Where are we going? Back to 1997, 98?
97, 98, yeah.
97? Okay, here we go.
Time, weather,
Holy shit.
That machine always gets me nauseous.
Yeah, I know. I'm wearing denim jeans, ripped. I got Converses on.
Where's my
I have
pugs?
hair?
Where's my pugs?
Pogs? Damn, I can't even drink.
You hear about this Bill Clinton guy?
Yeah, I heard the guy's going to court for a fucking blowjob.
Monica went to the dry cleaner. They said, come again?
Yeah.
Which she promptly did.
Whoa, that's an accident. Anyway, yeah, so now that we're back in 1997, we did, right?
Yeah, sure.
I have this thing where, like, I think everyone has watched it once, and I'm pretty sure Jack's going to be the one he didn't, but wrestling.
Of course.
Yeah.
Jack, you ever watch wrestling at least once? No? Why not?
I knew a couple of famous names because I wanted to be cool like everyone else. But no, why? Because I lived under a rock until I was 12. So any childhood, none. But just imagine I was born at 12. And actually the only person that started to bring me out into this brave new world was our good friend here, Vic. He took me by the hand and said, "Here's the world."
Well, Jack, I mean, not for anything, but I got a confession.
What?
I am your father.
Luke. I am your father.
This guy's great, man. He does fucking... We got him all good. Yeah, but no, I mean, well, I know I watch wrestling. I know Vinny's a big fan of wrestling. Vinny basically made this show what it is today for this episode. But yeah, like back in the day growing up, I remember the Hulk Hogan was like more of the ending, I believe. But, I was, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, The Rock.
Yeah, I know these guys.
Yeah. Listen, I went to school for theater, so it made sense that growing up I was watching wrestling. I mean, it's everything. It's soap opera, it's ballet, it's
live stunt performing.
Stunts, yeah,
So this is why my dad never put it on TV.
Yeah, and when we were watching it at that point, back in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, even they were, it was all secretive, whether it was choreographed or fake. Listen, by the time we were watching, and definitely by today, it's all out in the open, But no one
it's
cares.
Wrestling entertainment, exactly.
Yeah, it's just live entertainment. If you've ever been to one of these big time shows, you get it immediately.
But that's the thing I don't get. I get it. Yeah, it's choreographed. It's predetermined, fake in a way. But at the same time, when someone's jumping from a 30-foot ladder onto a table, it might be propped or getting hit with those chairs are actually real.
Well, they don't. That's why they don't do headshots anymore.
Yeah, that's real stuff. That's not fake right there.
I can't stand when someone who's not of the culture or whatever says, it's fake. It's like, how sophomoric of a response. Like, no shit. It's
you know what? And
so's Game of Thrones and The Godfather and everything else.
Movies is fake. They're all stunts.
Yeah,
but The stunts are real.
Yeah, it's to watch wrestling is really an American thing, and it's big in Japan and England and Mexico, obviously, and
really big in Japan.
Yeah,
sumo wrestling too.
And I kind of get it now that I started watching a video or two, because you want to have, like, you can watch boxing and watch 12 rounds of people ducking each other, or you can watch 8 minutes or to 12 minutes or more of people beating the shit out of each other. So
yeah,
and it's all good. There's no lulls, no break to commercial. It's just all there.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Exactly. But our guest is here, and we will be right back on the UnFollowVic podcast. This is gonna be a treat for you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your main event. Hailing from the Catalina Islands and weighing at 217 pounds, he is the former Ring of Honor 6-man tag team world champion and the former Ring of Honor world champion. He is the ruler of Planet Peacock, coming to you now from the UnFollowVic podcast studio and broadcasting all over the world. Eat your heart out. He is Dalton Castle.
Salutations. This is Dalton Castle, and I am the reluctant guest on the UnFollowVic podcast. Eat your heart out and stay limber, baby chickens, and also other catchphrases.
This is the UnFollowVic podcast.
You're a good-looking guy, I gotta admit.
Thank you, Vic. It's not. I don't get enough compliments about my handsome face.
No? Something only your mother tells you?
My mother doesn't even say it to me. My grandmother, now she knows what a good-looking boy looks like.
Yeah. It's getting hot in here, right?
Yeah, I feel it, actually.
Ooh, it's getting hot in here.
You're wearing my shirt.
Yeah.
I was just about to really make fun of this program and say you guys are a bunch of amateurs, but wow, now I see.
Well, amateur porn is getting up there.
Doing.
Wait, guys.
Are you getting hot? Yeah. Fan this kid, man.
I'm telling you. I don't know to continue.
You get this kid a Quebec.
I got.
Vinny's opening his shirt.
We got all day, Vinny.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh god.
Oh. That's how we're breaking it in today, boys.
It's like a Pepsi commercial.
You like that, brother?
That's like $17 into my pocket. Oh no, what's happened to the third one?
Jack is hot and he's bald.
Jack, what's going on?
What's going on, Jack? Where's your shirt?
Wait, Jack. Did you not get the shirt?
Oh.
That was the whole. Okay, well, gag ruined.
Fucking Jack, you fucked.
So I'm going to apologize up front.
He's doing the whole show that way.
He misread the email. Read the whole email.
He said
you gotta get rid of that Yahoo account. It doesn't work no more.
He said amateur.
Jack at Hotmail. It's the wrong website.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, champ. Let's get into it.
Well, I mean, Jack's naked. Let's talk about you.
Yeah, let's talk about
audio podcast, right?
Yeah, strictly.
And we just
possibly
did a 3-minute bit where nobody talked and everybody took their shirts off.
Yeah.
Well, this live stream to an elementary school in China. So.
Oh, you're big in China.
Yeah,
very big.
Huge.
Very, very big.
Very big.
Dalton Castle, very big.
Where do you think the shirts were made? Come on.
Yeah. Well, my shirt had to be made in Indonesia because they don't make my size in China.
It's 2 shirts.
They don't make fat. Yeah.
What is this show?
This is the UnFollowVic podcast.
Welcome.
So Dalton, let's touch it up. How did you get created? How did Dalton Castle become a creation?
Oh, missionary position, I believe my parents said. Pretty standard.
Nice.
Standing? All right. That's good to know.
Fair.
So if I want to make a boy, that's the position. I always thought it was doggy style.
And that's how you make a dog.
True. All right. No, but I mean, like, obviously, we were talking before you came on. I mean, you grew up watching wrestling, and when was your first impression where you were like, "Yep, I want to do that"?
Oh, probably not till I was like 23.
Really?
When I never really thought it was a reality for me. Most people, I think, go through the same stages when they like wrestling. You watched as a kid and you love it. In my household, we weren't really allowed to watch a ton of it. It was on in the weekend afternoon mornings. I think it was like Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings, something where like we couldn't watch the whole program because we had to go to church, our grandmother's house. So we would see bits and pieces of it. And I never really knew what I was watching because I was too young. It was WCW, WWF. They all blended together for me.
Pretty much.
All I remember is running around the house wearing like a grocery bag from Wegmans as a tank top and ripping it off like I'm Hulk Hogan. And then around maybe middle school, I was still into it around 6th and 7th grade. I started petering off, and then girls became my interest, and I was embarrassed. Oh, that's
really
my first boy-girl birthday party. I was 11, and I remember all my friends, the guys were giving me like wrestling action figures when I was opening gifts in front of the girls, and I felt one of the gifts, and I could tell it was a wrestler in there. And I took the package and I slipped it under the chair. And I was like, I'll open this one later. Yeah. And then everybody made fun of me because all the guys knew what it was. It was the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, wrapped up in there.
I remember the British
and I was too
Bulldog.
afraid. It was the man.
He was the man.
With those braids and those muscles.
He wasn't afraid.
Wasn't afraid.
He rocked his braids.
I think he
But
kicked
around
his
6.
ass.
I don't think so. See,
No?
I've definitely worked out with his son, who's just as big, probably bigger now.
Really?
And we were training at an MMA school once, and I was on top on a side guard, and it was almost as if he just decided we were done because he bench pressed me to my feet and was like, "Okay, I'm done."
Wow.
Made me feel like a little child.
Wow. And how old was he? Around your age?
We're about the same age, yeah. But he looks like he's eaten 3 of me.
Wow, he's that big.
Yeah, his name's Harry Smith. Google him. He's a wonderful wrestler. Yeah. Very big, strong, dangerous man.
I bet.
My favorite.
Your favorite over there? Dude, go put on a fucking shirt. I don't think I could do this whole show with you shirt.
No? I don't know, bro. I'm combating fear right now.
All right. So, you come out and you have these, for people that don't know, when Dalton comes out on his entrance, he has the boys. And I love the boys. I feel like, are you a fan of Game of Thrones?
Me? Yeah.
Or have you, like, show. You're like the male Khaleesi. Like, you have your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your own thing.
Like I ride a big dragon, set things on fire, super hot.
Snap of a hand.
I do. Yeah. The snaps now. It's a little.
Yeah. And then what claps. Do you say? You come in and
luscious locks.
What do you say before you head to the ring? You say what is
more compliments. Keep firing them at me.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I'm not full.
We're gonna bird feed them to you. Yeah. No, but you say like you come in the ring, you're like, oh, let's rip their hearts, let's take their hearts, or
You're a huge fan.
Yeah, huge fan.
Big fan.
No, I had it. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous doing this one, all right? I was interviewing ventriloquists and sword swallowers. Now I got a wrestling.
Breathe, Vic, breathe.
Breathe? Hold on, let me take another shot of this thing.
Yeah.
It's only
I'm just a man. I'm just a person. I came up with Vinny.
Wow.
We
went 2 very different directions. You went up and I went subterranean.
I'm just like you guys, except I'm incredibly rich and handsome.
Yes.
Yeah. And good looking.
With dragons.
That's with the handsomeness, yeah.
Usually one and the same, but whatever. Yeah. Details.
Yeah. You know, I'm originally from Queens. We say good looking. Right?
No, but the boys are your dragons. Like that's what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, I always looked at it more as like, what's his name? Zertsky?
Yeah.
From 300. Yeah, that was kind of the premise.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I was going to ask you, what was the origin of that? Was that your idea? Was that some influence? So what was your influence then coming up? when you decided to get into the ring?
It's like a mishmash of a million awesome things. I mean, there's Freddie Mercury, Elton John, David Bowie, Lady Gaga. I'm like insanely love like every performance she does. Like really big influence by her. And so how it came about was I was going to wrestle for my friend Ashley Six in Toronto. He was running a show and he was like, "Hey, I have this idea." Cause like last time I came out, I wore a cape, but nothing else. And he just loved my attitude. He's like, "I think I want to get you showgirls." And I was like, "Let's do this." And then I'll put together this outfit. And me and him were spitballing. And we kind of like settled on like a jumpsuit would be a good look. And he got me 3 showgirls. And we go up there and I didn't really work out an entrance. We didn't really walk through it or rehearse. And I went out. The girls, we just improvised. They pulled the suit off me and it was funny, like a dance. And then I came back. Ashley came up to me and was like, "Hey man, how was it?" And I was like, "It was good, but I think it needs to be boys." And then like immediately the whole drive home, I had 6 hours drive home, just thinking everything I can do on a budget too. Cause I wasn't really making a lot of money. Yeah. I was still working full-time in radio. I just took whatever fabric I had underneath my bed and I made these outfits together, bought these masks at like the dollar store. And I went to like Party City to buy this big like feather fan. It wasn't even like a fan. I bought this peacock wing set. It was like something that goes on your back, and I cut it in half, and I gave each boy one, and I had a feather fan on the other. And I had to drive to a show where I was going to be late. I did not have time to even go over a match. I was showing up when the show started. So I called my friend Nick, who was in the match with me. And I said, "I need 2 students to help me with my entrance." And he's like, "Cool, I can get that for you. I'll be there in a half hour." I show up. I'm in a match with 7 people. You guys don't know anything about wrestling, but it's like a lot of it's like putting together a 1X play real quick and try to memorize in it before you go out. So I show up there and I got 7 partners that I have to work out a match with.
Was there a booker?
Well, the booker, he's kind of hands off. I mean, he's busy. His name was Josh, but he was on board with whatever I wanted to do.
So you're saying it's all orchestrated? It's just a big dance that you got to remember the steps or where everybody is? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think most of it is. I mean, there's big gaps where it's like improvised, but and anything can go wrong and things change.
Okay.
But if you got 7 people need to be on board, and I show up and just ignore them and go and grab these kids, and I go and I rehearse this whole thing because I didn't care. The match didn't matter to me. The only thing that mattered was getting this entrance down.
Yeah, right.
It looked great. It was like the second it hit, I came in the back and everybody, all my friends were like, "That's it. That's what you got to do." And I just kind of built on it from there.
One of my biggest regrets in life to this day.
Oh yeah, he was
is not putting on feathers.
Well,
close.
Yeah. About a year or 2 ago, he hits me up. Says, "Listen, I'm coming to town." Dalton, you hit me up. Says, "I'm coming to town. I need a boy."
I offered it,
and I was a Gavone back then.
Yeah.
Since then, I've lost about 30 pounds.
Yeah, but he has all shapes and sizes. I've seen.
Yeah, well, listen. All right, guy. I don't want to put myself out there.
Look at Jack. Jack in the box.
Yeah, well, good for him. But I turned down the opportunity to be a boy. Yeah.
And that's like, are you regretting that?
Yeah, I am, and hopefully
it could have been
the day comes. Hopefully the day comes when
needed to get out of the house.
Oh my god, it's always with the cat.
The cat, yeah, I got cat problems too. Jojo
the cat,
fucking thing, man.
Yeah, super. Why
did you turn it down, Vinny?
Because I was too fat. I was too fat. Yeah, but
you would have been in a mask.
Yeah, but he knew what you look like.
Yeah, but I know what I look like. I know it's me.
And you would have wore a mask, exactly.
Well, listen. Right here, right now.
Now I'm wearing a mask is the common thing.
Right here, right now on UnFollowVic. When you're back in town, hit me up. Hopefully.
Offers off the table.
All right, well.
Can't have it. You get one shot, one opportunity. This is M&M, baby. 8 Mile.
Yeah, 8 Mile.
Mom
spaghetti.
He's very upset. He wanted to be. But see, you would have kept the weight on though. 30 pounds. The boys get fed gummy worms from
Oh yeah. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. And actually, real quick,
Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, just to refresh your memory. You mind if we play the video? I could always cut it out, but
I don't mind. Yeah.
And boys don't eat a lot, but they don't eat like us.
Who wants to eat? Huh? My boys love to eat. Come here. Oh.
And there it is. That's the moment that Vinny said, "Fuck, I fucked up. I fucked up."
That could have been you. You would have enjoyed it.
Brandon.
That's amazing. Where the hell was he ahead of that one? I love it. Yeah.
All he had to do was spit. They had to receive it. He had the good part of the job.
I mean, were they all for it, Dalton, or they were like,
no,
dude, what are you doing?
Way.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
no, those guys were great. They were my my boys' prime for about 5 years. Brent and Brandon, and
twins, right?
Twins. They just kind of fell into that role. They were just in the right place, the right time, and the right attitude. And that take you just saw there where I spit worms in their mouth. We did that 3 or 4 times because people kept laughing and gagging and ruining the gig. You gonna
doing it again?
Now, is it hard to find like twins that are so motivated into doing stuff like that, not twins or anybody, or they were just like, hey, listen, whatever you need, I got you.
Everything in my career has felt like it just happened perfectly. Yeah. They were just there on day one in Nashville when I was debuting for Ring of Honor, and they were standing ringside, and I was like, I need boys. And Kevin Kelly was like, well, but the Tate twins they're twins. And I was like, they'd be perfect. And then we had about 4 hours before we were up, and I watched them, like, once I taught them the steps and what we were going to do, I watched them go to the side and rehearsing on their own. And like, they did not want to screw it up. They wanted to take it as serious as possible. And that's what I needed in somebody. And
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I was lucky, just the luckiest situation I could have been in.
Yeah. Did you ever do backyard wrestling?
I'm very grateful that I've had those twins with me. Did I do backyard? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was stupid.
Yeah. No. I mean, I find that amazing. I used to watch it. There was kids back in Queens. They used to fucking jump off. Like, we used to go to behind the schools. They used to have the jungle gyms, but they were legit breaking beer bottles over each other's heads and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah, we would like fireworks on each other.
Yeah.
We would jump off the house onto these makeshift tables.
It's fucking awesome.
Good times.
It was so stupid. The worst was we would backyard wrestle in the wintertime, and the ground would be all frozen and spiky.
Yep.
Extra spiky.
That's when you play
football. It was like
football.
playing Mortal Kombat on the pit level.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's crazy. So getting into it, you ever see, like, how were you during your first real match? Were you nervous just as I am on this interview?
I mean, what a prom night over here. Relax.
Yeah. I'm relaxed. Take it easy. I usually drink 2 hours before.
No way. I've never been not awesome at this.
True.
I was nervous. I didn't really have much like training. I've been around wrestling. My best friends were wrestlers or started training when we were 15. So I had kind of a leg in real early. And if I wasn't doing a school wrestling tournament or traveling with amateur wrestling, I was traveling with them to their independent shows or going to their training days and just meeting people and kind of absorbing it through osmosis, and no intentions. It wasn't like this was the plan. I'm going to hang around this until it's my turn. It was just, these are my friends. I'm going to be around this because I love them and I love being here. And when it was time to do it, I was booked for a match before I even started training.
Really?
Yeah. In Rochester, because I was on radio, they were going to do it was just kind of just their way of tricking them to letting me be in the ring. Was they booked me to be in a match because they knew I would advertise on air. So we spent about 14 days consecutively getting me ready for that match. It was a tag match, but yeah, I was nervous and did very limited stuff. But right after that, there was no turning back. The next day, I was in not Toronto. I was somewhere in Mississauga, somewhere in Canada. And I got to wrestle my friend Brody Lee in like my first singles match. And I was just real. I was never real. I didn't get comfortable for a few years. Still not exactly comfortable. I get nervous. There's not even people in the crowd, and I still get nervous going out there.
Yeah.
Dude, that's got to be crazy going out there to, the COVID audience.
Yeah, I mean, it's no different than where I started back in the backyard. There was nobody there either.
True.
Yeah.
Well, I got to imagine that. So, you have a very thorough collegiate background as well. Knowing you for as long as I have, I do remember that was a very prominent part of your life in college and in high school as well. So
I went backwards. I started in college and then I went to high school.
Yeah.
Crushed those kids.
All American fourth grade. So I got to imagine that there was definitely a crossover there, and that went hand in hand in the athleticism. And then you were a theater minor at Brockport?
Yeah. Communications major, theater minor.
Yeah.
That's why we're friends, Vinny.
Yes, unfortunately. But yeah, so that's where our paths cross. And
how did your paths cross?
Did we meet before the TV thing?
Let me explain.
Or just in class?
Let me explain how I met.
Can I take a guess?
Go ahead.
Boys' bathroom.
Yeah.
Dalton, I know that you had a coach, like it was like a Joe Jackson type coach. He needed you in your room by like 11:30 on weekends. So I'm going to assume it's like 11:26 p.m. on a Saturday. And here comes Vinny in a fucking hot dog costume telling you, hey, you want to be a part of this ghost show? No?
I forgot about the ghost show.
You had to mention the ghost. God. The ghost. Oh.
So spooky.
It's spooky. This is my point of view. All right.
How can we make a show with nothing? What if the subject is invisible?
Yeah.
Listen, you're lucky this is over Zoom and not in person, all right?
Oh, yeah. You just jump through the ghost lines. Like Ghost Dad.
Yeah, all right. Listen.
Come through the phone and put something in my drink. That's a Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. I was going to say Ghost Dad. When I was a freshman, what was your freshman year at Brockport?
04?
All right, so I was a freshman 05, 06.
Such a young boy.
When everywhere I went, I would hear screaming outside my window, in the court,
damn it.
just screaming. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Obnoxious. What? And I would see him. I'd be like, who the fuck is it? Built, chiseled, handsome, short hair back then, right? Good looking guy. And I'm like, this guy is like, this guy's a character. Like he's like a movie. He's like the stereotypical like 80s bad guy in Karate Kid. You know what I mean? Obnoxious, over the top, whatever.
And then, up and tight hair too.
Yeah, yeah. Big. He had the short hair. And I was like, this kid's an athlete. I could tell. And I was in communications. Dalton was in communications. And we had a class together. And I remember the first time I ever spoke to him, we had to do like some kind of group thing. And he goes, all right, well, what's your name? And I said, well, Vinny. He goes, and he just stops. He looks up. He goes, fuck Vince. And I was like some line from some movie, as if I was going to, it was like some skit that you did in high school or something or whatever. I was like, okay. And that's how I met him. And then I ended up.
Is that really the quote?
Yeah. Yes. Why would I make that up?
I know it doesn't trigger anything in my memory. I wish I knew what the hell that was from.
Well, that's how I met you. I was like, okay, that's how this is going to be. But then we ended up working together on Almost Television, which I was sharing with Vic earlier. You had burnt me some CD copies in college, and you gave them to me like on the black market. When Confessions. I don't know if you remember that, but
just ripping people's ideas off of Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, basically. But so we got to work together on Almost Television, and then we did the elevator tag team match.
That was lit. I like that.
One half of the Four Fathers,
the drop kick,
and then you were Sal Manella with Donnie.
Yeah, me and Don Hooten were Sal and Manella. We were One was Sale and the other was Manila.
But so what happened was, he and I became friends, and then he goes, "Listen, I'm going to transfer because you had ambitions in wrestling."
No, I got kicked off the wrestling team in Brockport, and I wanted to finish out my career, and that was my senior year, so I had to leave to go do that.
But I remember he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna come back." I was like, "You're never gonna come back. Just stay there." He goes, "No, I'm gonna come back. I want to graduate from Brockport." And then not only did he come back, but then I put him in a show, his first play.
How did you get kicked out of there?
Oh, so you kind of said he was an insane person. He's real old school, and I would say senile.
Yeah.
Imagine like Donald Trump as a wrestling coach, somebody who can't admit fault and is always right, no matter what.
Did he have kids that you know of?
No. Yeah. No, we were the kids. He was an insane. I really hated this guy. He was he had every opportunity to make kids' lives better, and he just really
fucking Joe Jackson
out. He would do this an insane thing where he would invite wrestlers over on like Monday nights to come watch football, and one of the other coaches would make us dinner in his kitchen, but he would only invite select wrestlers. And I remember my roommate Ant was invited, and I brought him with me. Like, he wasn't invited. Yeah. He invited all three of us except for our fourth roommate, and then we all showed up, and he was like, "What's he doing here?" I was like, "What are you talking? He's on the team. Why wouldn't he be here?"
Right.
That was probably the last time I got invited.
Really?
Yeah. But it was insane things like that. We couldn't be out of the room past 11 p.m. And if you on Fridays and Saturdays, our curfew was 11:30 p.m.
An extra 30 minutes.
Damn.
And they would come check your room to make sure you're in it at 11. So like one of the upperclassmen, which I had to do later when I got older, or an assistant coach would come knock on your door and write down who was in their room and then call and tell the coach. And if you left to go, let's go get a slice of pizza at Trax, which was like the on-campus restaurant. Mm-hmm. You had to leave a voicemail, like gonna go to Trax, get pizza. Then when you get back, you get a call, like, "Hey, I'm back in my room."
That's fucked. So that's crazy.
It was insane.
Sounds like the military.
It was really a real good place to try to develop and grow up as an adult.
Yeah, as a young adult,
like an absolute child.
But during those times, I love this thing. I was listening to.
I didn't even tell you why I got kicked off.
Oh yeah, tell me why you got kicked off.
Pizza. I followed all those rules. I also was straight edge, so we weren't allowed to drink. I was straight edge. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I didn't do any of this. I was funny. The issue was I was funny. He had me as his captain for 2 years. He had me as his captain, and the other guy, Sal Manella, Don, and we were both hilarious. And he just took that as undermining. And then my junior year, I just kept winning, and he just stopped talking to me.
Really?
He just wouldn't talk to me. And I kept winning and winning. And we get to nationals, and he just didn't really talk to me. And then I lost in the All-American round. When I go in the hall, my life is over. And he looks at me and he goes, "You fucked up."
Thanks.
That was great.
Yeah.
To the point.
Yeah, you fucked up.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Christ, this guy and my dad go to the same school?
Probably. I was actually going to bring that up.
I actually heard about this guy when I was in high school.
When you were in high school.
This guy was so legendary that my coach said, if you try to wrestle in college, do not even think about wrestling on Brockport.
Do you think he had like an impact on where you at all today? I mean, maybe 1%, 10%?
No, where I'm at right now, no, because this was going against his teaching. He was wanting to be quiet, and everything I got in trouble for is why I'm successful today, because I was loud, I was creative, and I was ambitious.
You were entertaining.
And I was entertaining, and I also took all these extra classes. I loaded my schoolwork. I had one semester I took 19 or maybe 20 credits, which you're only allowed to take like 17 or something. And it's like too many.
Yeah.
And a couple times I had to leave practice for I was in the student government. What a dork.
Nerd.
That's a great thing to get into like concerts.
I've never been to college. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Talk to the guy that stood outside smoking cigarettes.
So Dalton went to, I remember that he auditioned for Midsummer Night's Dream, which the theater was doing. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So he came back.
Preparation.
He came back to Brockport, right? was like, oh man, you're here.
By the way, if you see me looking away, he's right here. That's why.
Yeah. So
I'm not offended.
So he came back. I said, listen, I'm going to be directing this show. It's called Dogs He's Got. All right. I got a great part for you in this. I just need you to audition to be the bully. And it's about the Peanuts characters, Charlie Brown, whatever, but now they're in high school. And so he goes, okay, yeah. So he goes and he auditions for Midsummer Night's Dream. He comes out. I'm like, and it was a guest director. It wasn't one of the teachers. And I was like, how'd it go? He goes, I don't know why, but I channeled William Shatner in my audition. He's like, he's doing all the Shakespeare and stuff, but in the cadence of William Shatner. And then afterwards, she was just like, well, hope you had fun, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said.
Yeah, and then he came out. I was like, all right, well, fuck that. Listen, come do my show. You're like, yeah, okay, let's do that. And he was a natural. He was fucking natural.
Well, he seems like a natural.
Yeah, and and I think you got a nomination or something like that.
I don't know, some sort of award.
Yeah, I got an Emmy.
I got Tony. Was it a Tony?
Tony.
Emmy or Tony? The one you walk on the red carpet. No?
Yeah, the red carpet.
The carpet.
Yeah, that was the best. Like, I'm so happy you pulled me aside. Like, I had the best time doing that play. Yeah. And that, like,
you were going to school, you were doing that, and you were working radio. I remember we had, the schedule got a little tough, but we made it work.
Yeah, you worked around it.
Yeah. Well, listen, I knew what I wanted.
I got to be complete opposite. I was a real gay basher, as the character was.
Wow, that's great. I never
really?
thought of
It was a monster. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a very brutally raw, there was like a really raw scene in which Brett's character goes after the gay character. And it was like stomach churning.
Well, that's acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to go to a real dark place.
Yeah. It was a lot. It was very cool to be able to be a part of that. For a new actor, to be a part of the show like that, experience.
What a good arts program our school had, though. I remember every show sold out, right?
Yeah. I mean,
how many seats? 15, 20?
27.
27.
Yeah.
No, I don't know how many the Black Box had. Maybe
50. I think it was 50
or 60. Yeah.
It's a Black
That's
Box.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean, sold out every night. A lot of reviews. People would walk out at intermission because they would be so offended or whatever. And I'm like, listen, we got your money. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thank you. Cha-ching.
Yeah.
But
this is art.
Yeah.
I spit.
How dare you? But
put in the bad review.
It was weird that we decided to do the whole thing fully nude. I thought that was an artistical choice.
I think that's great.
I'm obviously on board.
It was a choice. Listen, I want to get back on track about wrestling.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and forth like a bad argument.
I thought you were gonna say you're doing another production and you want me in.
I tried. I was really thinking. Remember, I hit you up. I was gonna have you play Biff in a production, an adaptation of Back to the Future.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Whatever. There's a lot.
We're sitting on a lot of money.
So back then, you're in your dorms, right? You guys did a 24-hour tap out. Yeah, we're still at your dorm right now. No post.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
No, really? That sounded awesome. It was like a 24-hour hardcore match, as you would call it.
I just watched, I've got a video of that, and we just beat the shit out of each other.
That sounds awesome.
I was maybe a sophomore when we did it. And
now, what brought that on? Because I remember there was a period in the season where there was no tournaments or matches or something. So
it was the off season, I think.
Tournaments didn't start until maybe October was the first official, but we practices started immediately. We just, I don't know, UFC was just getting hot, so everyone's jumpy and wants to do what they see on TV. Guys we knew from wrestling, people when we'd go to camps and we knew most of these people that were watching on TV, so we were all into it. And we decided to make a sheet of rules that we had a fake little foam title that it was a tap out title, and if you tap a guy out, you win it. And then you get a 10-minute rest period before someone else can attack you. And it got out of hand. There was people asking the RA to unlock the door when people were sleeping. So people were just waking up in rear neck chokes. And
that's awesome.
It was just so dangerous. And And because we couldn't,
good money to wake up being choked. Let me tell you.
Oh god!
Because we weren't allowed to go out to the bars or anything. Like we would just go to the common room areas. Like the freshmen and the other classmen would come over, and we would just get a circle on the tile floor and just beat the shit out of each other. Just wrestling, no punches, just tap outs, but doing takedowns on the floor, slamming each other into the walls.
Could you imagine trying to do that now?
You can only,
As an old man?
I mean, I would love
college
to.
now. Yeah, we should go back to Brockport, and you should do that now with the freshmen. Just slam them.
I think it would be allowed. Everyone had smiles on their faces, except for all the girls who lived in the hallways and thought that a riot was happening.
Yeah.
It was all in good spirits. Nobody was mad at each other.
I need my beauty sleep, assholes.
What a segue.
Did you won or no?
I had the title.
You had the title?
Yeah,
How long did you hold it for?
Oh, we also had a rule that you weren't allowed to we could fight in the practice room, but the second someone spotted coach walking down the hall, they would yell and we had to stop. So there was no attacking during practice.
Mm.
What about in church?
Church is allowed. Not everybody was religious.
Hey, do you remember we went to some kind of holiday dinner at the alumni house? Do you remember the alumni house?
I do.
I investigated.
Why did we go there?
We were there for some kind of holiday thing. I don't even remember. But anyway, I got to go back in there this year. I did a ghost hunt there. Thought of you.
You gotta catch him up on these ghost hunts, man.
Yeah.
Was the ghost of Tuttle? Was the ghost of Mr. Tuttle there?
Yeah. He's gonna rip you.
We got to get him on one.
The Golden Eagle ghost from Brockport.
Vinny knows what he's doing on those things. We were just actually talking about that earlier, but so I get the theory where people like wrestling is fake, all that yubby bullshit.
What?
Yeah, but you guys do perform stunts. You guys do throw yourselves out of the ring onto the mats. I mean, that shit could fucking get you hurt.
Mm-hmm.
No, you've ever been seriously hurt or had a oh shit moment?
I broke my back.
How did you break your back?
I haven't stopped whining about it for years. It's like the premise of every one of my matches. Like, I have a broken back and I'll kick your ass.
Yeah.
Nice. I broke it. I actually broke it training and freestyle and Greco, not pro wrestling. But it was while I was a pro wrestler in like 2016. That sounds right. Yeah, just
does it affect
the recovery from a back injury? That's gotta be crazy.
It is. Yeah, there was times where there was a period where I was crippled. I was like in bed, couldn't move, and like could stand for maybe 30 to 40 seconds at a time. Mm-hmm. It was the worst thing that I've ever been through, and I think about it all the time when I like have to go to the gym or do these weird tiny little exercises that I've been doing that got me to the point I'm at right now. Because I feel like
it's like a physical therapy.
Yeah.
I mean, at first it looks like it doesn't work, but if you keep doing it in the long run, it actually does work. Physical therapy is really good.
Oh, and the stupidest thing is once I start feeling real good, that's when I get cocky and skip things. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, what's wrong with me? Oh yeah. I'm being a lazy craphead.
Yeah. I didn't stretch.
Stretch 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after.
I've never needed surgery with anything. Right around the time when my back was getting real bad, I was in New Orleans. Couldn't run, couldn't lift heavy. I could hobble a little bit. I was kind of held together with tape. Mm-hmm. I snapped my like pinky finger in the middle of a match. Ooh. So then I had to like start physical therapy like on my hand and my back at the same time. So I just lived in PT offices for a couple months.
Yeah.
So do you find that there was any long-term effects on how you wrestle now because of that? Because you had to cater, whether it be the hand or the back or whatever injury you had at that time that was long-standing. How has that affected your game now?
I think style's changed a lot. I don't take the same risks I took when I was young. I'm also not, I don't feel obligated to anymore. I used to kind of have I felt like if I don't do this big move, nobody's going to care that I was in this match. But I now realize that's not why people watch what I do. I mean, I've got my my act down.
It's an awesome performance.
Thank you. And it's about time someone said so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
How long into the interview before someone said that? Yeah.
Well, I mean, we were gonna get there, but yeah, no, that was great. I
probably won't suplex a 400-pound man over my head.
I seen crazy. That. He was 400. I thought it was about 350. That guy was 400.
Well, I've done 400. I don't know which ones you've watched. And if they're big, my thing was
big,
especially in Ring of Honor. If there was a big guy in the match, I'd go, "Hey, can I suplex you?" Yeah. And they're like, "I guess if you can."
Yeah.
So then the challenge was on.
Let me ask, who's been the most giving that you've worked with? That's been, let's give that a shot. Let's do that.
Oh, the most? I mean, I don't think I've really worked with anybody who's been difficult, but I mean, Moose, I've been in the ring with Moose. He's been very polite to me. I wrestled Tanahashi from New Japan, and there was never Liger. The Liger is one of the most cooperative and caring people ever in the ring. Like, the man is a legend. Didn't have to do anything, and he would still go out of his way to try to make me and whoever he was wrestling look good.
Yeah.
Now, you are a fan favorite. When I watch your matches, I do hear the crowds roar. Is that something that is like just comes
Not
natural,
anymore, man?
Huh?
Just silence. They're just silent now.
Well, now,
like
they're silent
in the building.
But I'm saying prior to that, like, obviously you come out. I mean, how do you become either the fan favorite or the villain? Is that something where they just see you wrestle and it's all through them, or that's how you present yourself?
I present myself that way, but I'm not begging for it. I'm not pandering as much.
It's just
I think if you have on these small shows, if you have just a little bit of charisma, you're going to shine through. And luckily for me, I've got buckets of it. So I was like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just got lucky. I mean, you can't decide what people are going to grab onto or like. I just can go out there and do what I do or what I'm most comfortable doing. And thankfully, as Vinny said, I've been a loud, obnoxious person my entire life. That translated well to the wrestling ring.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, I know you worked in radio before, and so I got to ask you, if you weren't doing this, if wrestling wasn't an option for you, what direction do you think you would have gone? Stayed in radio?
I'd probably be in some small. I don't know. I have no idea where I'd be.
Yeah,
it's so hard to even think about. I would probably find a real comfortable job at like Wags or some sort of puppy daycare where I could just be covered in dogs all day.
Just suplex puppies.
They're like
suplexing puppies and patting cats.
But that's the thing that I like about you is because reading up on you, you don't see, I have a problem where I always try to think 5 years ahead. And you said that you don't do that, where you think what you're doing today and tomorrow, which I think that's great. That what makes people successful. Because I'm fucking thinking 5 years ahead. I get nervous. What the fuck am I doing? This and that. I mean, where does your mindset, your personality come from? Like, it's not normal to be like, so like you and Vinny are like very unique. Very, your personalities are great. Like, you guys don't seem like you get fucking mad at anything in the world.
I mean, what's that?
Very easy going.
It's easy to get mad. Like, it's easy to get mad. It's difficult to control that. Mm-hmm. I mean, if I get mad and I worry and I freak out and get riddled with anxiety all the time, but like the more I can tell myself it doesn't matter, the faster I find myself enjoying like my life.
I think it's finding the balance between getting worked up in what is this going to matter a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, kind of thing. And once you've come to the realization and the conclusion of, okay, this is going to affect me, this is going to affect my job, my health, whatever the case may be, once you've figured that out, then it's like, okay, well, then what are we really working with here? I mean, anyone in the arts, I'd have to imagine the presentation might be one thing, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes, quite literally, and in the mind and at home and whatever the case is. So
we're all very insecure and like never is satisfied. I'm never satisfied with what I'm doing.
Or satisfied.
Either one of them is fictional, and I can't. I get tied up on like goals, and I look ahead, and it's important to want to do stuff.
Yeah, that's not a bad
You
thing.
just have to keep your expectations realistic, or be ready for the path to change, and not get frustrated when it's not going the way that you've planned, because you can't plan it. Yeah. So like now what's helped me, especially this last year that we've had nothing but time to think. Yeah. I gratitude like helps me kind of find my center a lot more, instead of thinking about what I want to do, or when I find myself getting jealous of what I'm watching other people do. I'm like, that should be me. Like I want to be exploding everywhere, but I just be happy for that person. And then I look back at what I've gotten to do. Yeah. And I remember how far I've come.
Well, it's the realization too that there are definitely different definitions of the word success. And let's say in wrestling, is success being in WWE? Is success working with the wrestlers that you want to work with? Is success working in the country or the market that you want to work with? Working with the new federation, whatever the case may be. And it's just like acting. Is it being a working commercial actor? Is it being on the red carpet? Whatever, So yeah.
So for the layman, then, like myself, what is the goal? What is the line where you say I've made it?
I'm never going to say I made it. I mean, I've done great, and I've made it past a lot that I've even expected myself to do. But I know there's more to me. I'm just not going to get real pissed off if it doesn't happen.
Yeah,
true.
Guys, I've wrestled in a sold out Madison Square Garden.
We're working our way to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to Tokyo 4 times.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, might as well get hit into it. So how was wrestling in Madison Square Garden? That is insane.
Well,
besides when the Islanders are Rangers in there.
I may not have wrestled an entire, the whole time. My match was very, very quick.
Doesn't matter. You were at Madison fucking Square Garden.
I performed for over 8 minutes in front of 23,000 people.
That's insane.
Probably the Ring of Honor's longest entrance ever. Yeah. And it was something that I built in my crummy apartment in Albany and drove there, and then blocked out and choreographed this elaborate entrance with a bunch of guys that most of them I've never even met to that day, who have no theater background. So I'm working with just randos who want to be wrestlers and expecting them to be as artistic and creative as me. And also willing to do my vision. Like, this is their moment in Madison Square Garden too. And I want them to do what I want.
So it's scary.
And when you're walking down there, do you I can only imagine you get that feeling like as if you were a kid going to your first wrestling match again.
I could have run through a cinder block wall. Yeah. I was unstoppable. The second I walked out there, and you hear, you feel it. You don't hear it. You feel the crowd. It's like a blur. Yeah. You don't feel anything in your body.
Were you numb? Yeah, you probably
break some hearts, baby.
And I don't remember even breathing, but I look cool. I look calm on camera. I am.
I think it's the hair.
Really cool. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's something definitely. I mean,
the unjustified self-confidence.
Well, but that's the thing. Let's talk about your entrance for a second, because to me, that is quintessential pro wrestling right there. I mean, take away everything that happens from bell to bell, right? Wrestling is about the spectacle. Everyone there in attendance knows what's going on. As far as the science behind the wrestling and everything like that, we know that the jig's up. Yeah, but I mean, your entrance is like such an homage to people, to those that came before you, like the Goldust, the Gorgeous George, and all, the Ric Flairs and all that. I'm sure that these correlations have been made before, but to me, it's such a pure celebration and prime example of what, if you were to take an alien from another planet, bring them here and say, all right,
he's right there.
Yeah, there he is in the corner.
Jack.
We need to show them what pro wrestling is. Your entrance is it. You know, that sums it up. And then, it just
and
so
your
happens.
entrance was in fact my introduction.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, fucking the king of Planet Peacock, man. You got a fucking great fucking introduction.
Well, the fact that you are just a natural athlete as well, helps.
I think that's the side thing.
You're
born with
an afterthought. But the attire, everything. To me, it's a great gimmick, and it also came along at a right time in society and time and everything like that. So,
well, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, and it's kind of nice that I'm not a total piece of shit too. I feel like that helps.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a risky. Not risky. What am I trying to think here? Okay. What I do, I think, is very important, like the entrance and the theatrics of it all. But the wrestling background, I don't think is second. Like I don't think it's so dismissive, because anybody can do what I do, like character wise. But if they can't also wrestle, I don't think they would have the longevity as I've had. There's no way. You have, I would have been dropped in like a month if I couldn't also perform in the ring.
Oh, of course.
No, the training's got to be insane.
Like I've seen, there's a bunch of people in wrestling that I think are more talented and more charismatic than I am, or more quick-witted and better at promos, but they don't rise up because they're missing pieces to the act.
They're entertaining.
Right. That's all they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the whole
not beefcakes like me.
Me.
Beefcake.
Vegan beefcakes. But I mean, how has COVID been an impact? I mean, I don't know how you get, but normally you would think, hearing the crowd, hearing that's what's getting you amped, your adrenaline running. Now, I mean, you have what's the cat's name?
That's number one right there.
Number one?
Where's
There's
number
2.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Is that the cat?
You don't need to worry about her.
Is that the one you kicked in the face?
I've kicked a cat in the face.
I came over to the apartment and you're like, yeah, listen, last week, nothing. Because you would do kicks. You would practice your kicks, the thigh slap and everything. And you fucking, you're like, listen, don't tell him.
What are you spreading? What rumors are you spreading?
You told this is true.
There's
I'm gonna get sued now.
I
can barely buy a fucking
You
Kia.
blasted the cat right in the face. It was an accident.
You've never even been to my house.
Yes, I have in Rochester.
Where? In Rochester? No, we met at a bar. I wouldn't let you over. There's no way.
We went, the giant poster, the giant picture.
You don't even take your shoes off inside. Why would I invite you over?
Listen, what I do inside of an apartment,
one of those
business. Anyway.
So
you were saying, Vic?
No, what I was saying was, COVID is...
Dalton kicks cats. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
You son of a bitch. I will
kick
ghost
cats.
dad you. I will ghost dad you right now.
But, so, how has... are you getting used to this whole COVID thing? Like, I know in the beginning you have your crowds, you're amping up, it builds adrenaline, I would assume. This is you coming out of the Triton and coming in there with your fucking magical entrance. That's an audience feeder right there. But now it's like, where's the audience?
I think COVID it's made me long for a lot of things, and I miss so much of what I used to have. However, it's been shockingly beneficial for Ring of Honor, where I've been working, is in that they had we took a break. We kind of stopped down for about 6 months, and we were just kind of doing these best of and at home episodes until we could pick our shot. And we had time to figure out how we were going to present the product with no audience. And once we started rolling, I think we really kind of hit our stride. It changed the way we present ourselves as a company. We started a brand new division so we could show it on TV in a more interesting manner. Now there's like a point system, there's rankings, there's rules that have to be followed. And if they're not, like, you will lose the match. I don't care if you were scheduled to win, you're done. Like you broke the rules. And we present these sit down sports style interviews that have really that I've really liked. I feel like I'm shining the most I've ever. This is a better presentation for me at this moment in my career. I feel like I'm getting to use my acting chops, by my theater. I'm getting to write things that you wouldn't normally get to do in a 60-second in front of a curtain promo with one take. Now I can sit down and just get it off my chest, and they're going to pair it with these videos that make them interesting to watch. And everyone gets to do that. And we're seeing all these people kind of break through that you didn't know they had this in them, because all you've seen was them wrestle, and now you get to see kind of what's inside that person, their character, what's behind them.
Yeah. It's a measure of an entertainer to be able to adapt.
Yeah. So I miss it. God, I miss the energy, and I was born to be on stage. Mm-hmm. Like, I need to be in front of an audience, but we're figuring this out. So it's not like, it's not a disadvantage. It's just different.
Okay. And also, like, working out, I don't know where you worked out. I don't think you had a home gym at the time, or maybe you had some few free weights, but did that take a toll on you as well? Or did you have to, like, now go and invest and buy a fucking dumbbell and stuff?
I bought first thing I bought was I was looking for pull-up bar. Yeah. Those were sold out for months.
Wow. People are selling weights for almost like $500, like a whole set that you could easily buy for like $100.
But I used to train in this school in Albany. It's Kirby Freestyle Wrestling. Give him a little plug there. My friend Joe got me in this like suplex system where this old Bulgarian bag, it looks like a half moon, and it's just heavy with these little handles, and you swing it around your head. You do all these different exercises.
Is that what the Sheik used to? Iron Sheik?
No, he would use. I think there's a
Sheik, baby.
It looked like those big hammers he had, but it was all one piece. It was all just a big hook, like a U shape. Oh, okay. But it was heavy like that. Yeah, same motion you would have to do. Yeah. People still use those. What are those called? Ah, man, I want those big hammers. Imagine like juggling sticks. You know, like the bowling pins that people juggle?
Bowling pins, yeah.
Imagine like giant ones of those. And
but it was attached.
Those. No, I'm talking about the Iron Sheik now.
It was like he would do like this. It was like it was like his strength trick.
It's for your core and your grip.
Have you met him?
No, I've never met the Iron Sheik.
Do you owe him money?
I want to keep my ear. He'll bite it off.
Can you tell us about when you met Mark Henry?
Oh, the strongest man in the world.
When he growled at me the first time I met him, because Mark loves me now, I think. We were in a Woody. It was a bar that's not there anymore. I was in Rochester, and they had one of my friends was in ECW for like a couple months. ECW WWE style though. My friend Colin had to stay in WWF, so like when they came to town, like we took all the guys out, and Colin brought his idiot friends, me and a bunch of guys, and I had a tray of shots. I had a little too much to drink.
What kind of shots we doing?
I don't know. They were probably tequila. Oof. I go up to Mark. I go, "Hey, it was just like a shot," and then I got too close to him, and he just took one off the tray, looked at me, and went, "Ugh," and I just backed up and walked away. He growled at me.
I thought you said one time he picked you up and like moved you out of his way and just kept walking.
That might have been at like a TV taping when I did extra work.
Now, when he took that shot and growled at you, was he seriously doing that, or he was like just like?
I don't know.
You don't know? That's kind of weird, though.
I have to find out.
Probably really growling at, because you like if you're at a bar and you just got done with a show and some asshole comes up to you, clearly drunk and too familiar,
shot, bro.
Way too comfortable around you. I would growl at me. Yeah, I deserve that. Bit my arm off.
Years of evolving, and we're still just growling at each other, really.
I like growling at each other. You ever did anything stupid like with wrestling that actually hurt someone? Because I have a story where I was in 3rd grade, right? And this is back when I love, I was a huge fan of wrestling back then. And there was a foreign exchange student. I think he came from Ecuador.
This is going to be a bad story, isn't it?
It's not going to be that bad.
No.
I mean, we were
like, best friends. You're going to tell a story, and I'm going to be like, why was I on this podcast with that hate crime?
Nah, you give me a thumbs up. If not, I'll cut it out, But it's not
killed
a bad,
him.
Hey, we were kids, and we were kids, and we
cut his head off. It was a gag. Everyone laughed.
Yeah, honestly, any story you tell with that accent is gonna sound like you did something wrong.
Yeah.
Like these. No. Yeah, so like we're in third grade and we were friends at the time. We were wrestling and stuff, and I actually took his head and I did a DDT. And when I hit it, all you heard in the gym floor was a big boom. And then all of a sudden, there was a second head growing. And I remember the teacher just grabbing me, I think, by the ear or the wrist and bringing me into the principal's room. And I had to explain this. I mean, the kid was crying, but nothing happened of it. But you ever done something like just fooling around and it's like, oh, fuck, I didn't mean to fucking hurt you, man.
You remember that birthday party where I wouldn't open the gift in front of the girls?
That you sat on?
Well, the girls go home at like maybe 10 o'clock, and then the boys stayed over for a little sleepover, and then out came the mattresses. We cleared the chairs out of the basement wrestling matches. I DDT'd JJ on the cement floor, chipped his tooth, got him good. But
nice.
As a gesture of my appreciation for the hard work he did, I forfeited the title to him.
Wow.
I gave him
big of you. That was big.
I gave him the weight belt that we were using as our title.
I love that. I love every kid has their own like mock championship, and then, toy companies made it too easy. Now you could just go buy one. But back in the day, you had to,
which is not a bad thing,
borrow one from your mom's, like the elastic belts, whatever. I remember I got thrown out of gym class for screaming, suck it, suck it. And,
don't even bring those up.
And Coach Foster he didn't even say it. He just wrote a thing and he said, get out of here, Carbone. I had to go. Yeah. Thank God the principal liked me. She just happened to be in the in-school suspension room. And she goes, what are you? And I remember her name was Dr. Melville. She was a doctor and she was a principal of a junior high. And she goes, and the student was saying, suck it, suck it, suck it. She goes, oh, Vincent. Oh, she goes, don't get in trouble the rest of the year. No one needs to know about this. And I was on my P's and Q's to this day.
So I have a question.
What is wrestling?
Yeah. So
how did you get into wrestling?
No.
Who are you?
What I want to know is
Jack's
when
been gone the whole time.
Actually, Jack, hold off real quick.
I just woke up.
We sent him a pedigree, and I think you are right that your lowest part of your career probably is going to be this interview.
He
today.
knew.
Yeah.
He
saw it coming.
I'm only here because Vinny's a friend of mine,
and I appreciate that.
I've regretted it since the cameras went on.
I don't know whether to be hurt or say thank you. Or
he said, don't get angry, right?
Not that I'm ready for my career to end. I've just had a really long and nice one so far.
I don't know what Vinny did that you owed him a favor, but I hope Vin, you get one back because this is bad.
Casted me in that play.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. I blew it on this.
But Jack, what were you going to ask?
I blew it on this.
This was your one and only.
It was either this or be one of the boys, and you fucked it up.
I fucked both of those up. Jack, you had a question? Now
I wanted to know about any. Is there any beef going on? Like I know in the character in wrestling, I know that there was always drama because, like Vinny was saying, there's drama involved in the different characters. But your character in particular, do you have any
rivalries?
Any enemies in the ring? Rivalries? Yeah.
Anybody with like a cat gimmick, because cats eat peacocks and foxes. Yeah, you want me to call people out and talk shit? What the hell kind of question was that, Jack?
No, I don't know. Sometimes it's
I know this is being recorded. I'm not.
I thought this was baked in the cake, man. I thought this was all part of wrestling. It was the story behind it. This person really doesn't like this person on camera, but really, then next week you're friends with that person, and then all of a sudden you guys are attacking somebody else.
High school?
We're talking about
professional wrestling. God damn it,
Jack! Take the shirt off and start over. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, was I doing better with the shirt off? See?
Go in the corner and face it.
No, come on. There's no.
Actually, let me take my belt off.
I think what Jack is trying to ask is, what could we look forward to in the coming months for Dalton?
It's gonna be a big change in my life coming up.
You're still a free agent, right?
Okay.
Maybe.
Can you elaborate or wait and see?
When's this air?
Last week.
Yeah. No.
This is going out this week?
No. We're not even. episode 1 starts May 1st, so this is going to be a while.
Oh, well.
But I have exceptions.
Well, then I can't tease anything.
I could definitely have this coming closer.
No. It's just Ring of Honor's got a pay-per-view on Friday. That's going to be Aaron. And I don't know. I feel like some answers.
Okay. All right. Listen,
sounds good.
If that's what we'll have to live with that. Let me ask you this though: where do you
live? You want my address?
Yes. Can you very publicly give us your address?
We only have 8 listeners right now, but maybe in 10 years you probably won't even live there. So go ahead and do
it. If you could give us a list of your fears. No, what I was going to say is
open water,
closed water.
It's open water, mountain lions, and vaccines. My fears.
Not afraid of heights. I'm afraid of widths.
Widths. Yeah, it's not the Grand Canyon's depth. It's just how far it is to the other side. It really scares me.
Let me ask you this: where do you see the business going in the next 5 years?
Man. I feel.
Do you think COVID has played a role in that? Unexpectedly.
No, I think we're gonna see a pivot back to normality once things kind of open up. I think a lot of people are itching for it. The fans too.
I know I am.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's not the same. Like watching it on TV is enjoyable and it's great that you can see it and you get the commentary, but like there's nothing like being a part of the event yourself. The benefit of being at a wrestling show is it's theater in the round where you're also an actor.
Mm-hmm.
You control the pace of the match and you're involved. So if you're not doing it, you're not getting the full experience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And
I hear that from a lot of people that do like stand-up comedians.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those theatrics, I hear that a lot and I get it. I definitely get it.
I think also too that the culture of the fan has changed to be way more involved, and it's become not just a spectator sport, but definitely a participant situation as well. I mean, with the chants and just going along with it, with the music and everything. How
tall am I?
How tall? No. How important do you think are the fans when it comes to your entrance? I know we talked about that earlier, but your overall performance in the ring. Because I know in acting, if you got a flat audience, you feed off of that when they're flat or when they're very active as well. So, do you think once you're in the ring,
you're answering your own question?
Okay.
No, it's the same thing. It's very different. Like they're your drums. They keep time for you. Like you work at the pace that they want you to. And, but you're controlling, like you're conducting them, but if you're not getting what you need out of them, then you can't give them what they need. It's a real partnership.
And
that makes sense.
I would imagine that there is a learning curve. And I would imagine that it takes a while to find that rhythm, and just like comedy, just like acting, just like performing Shakespeare, for some people it comes naturally, and for some people it takes practice to learn when to know when to hit what, when to back out, when to leave them wanting more.
Oh, go on. I was thinking this is a good analogy for it. Maybe it's like learning Spanish from a book. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have somebody who speaks Spanish to tell you you're saying it right, like you have no idea what you're doing is correct.
Yeah, you have no idea what, like if your pronunciation or the conjugation of it is right, wrong.
Or it just sounds robotic. Yeah. I mean, because, having grown up watching
is this an example where I say tu or usted? What do I do here?
Yeah. Female and male.
Como un burro. Like a donkey. I just learned that the other day.
But having watched this growing up, I mean, there's definitely been, there's workers that are very robotic and mechanical in the ring, but there are others that are just like smooth, and I don't know.
Smooth.
Talking about Ashley Remington? That smooth guy?
Smooth.
So,
I wanted actually, because I listened to Sam Roberts' podcast. Look at that. Man. Look at it. Let's break some hearts. You traveled around even before you were a wrestler just to see the ambiance. And you actually, unintentionally, that I think was a smart move because you got to see what was behind the business before you got into the business. Mm-hmm. Did you see anything that said, like, shit, how am I going to get this done? Or what am I going to do here? Like, was there anything, a part of it where you were like, kind of like iffy about?
No, I knew. So I knew how to kind of encounter. I knew how to like visit new wrestling companies. I kind of like learned quickly that from my friends, they taught me you have to help set up, you have to help tear down. I mean, you're part of this too.
There's
so
a culture, yeah.
Yeah, even though I wasn't on the show or never even wanted to be on the show, I knew I was a guest. So I tried. I didn't always behave because I was a bit of a drinker back then, but I would always set up chairs or tear them down or help tear down the ring because I knew that's what you do. I mean, we're a theater troupe kind of. Yeah, we're putting this on. So I kind of had an advantage learning that early, and it was easier to spot the bullshitters once I started being a wrestler because I had been around it for so long. So I knew who was full of shit and who wasn't a little faster than I think a lot of people who start when they're young. Yeah, and also because I was an adult and had a real job experience, when I wanted to turn this into my life, it was a little easier to conduct or present myself in a business manner and talk to people as an adult than just like, hey man, I should be champ.
What was one of the biggest surprises that you found getting into the business that you didn't expect when you were
I don't know, but I think the biggest shock I had was that there was actually a light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, my first exposure to it was my friends wrestling in Rochester, just some small company. And we would travel to Schenectady to go wrestle. They would wrestle there in like these tiny shows that if you watched it and like, you're like, what are you, nothing's going to come of this. Nothing can ever come of this. And then they would tell me how they would travel to other shows outside the city and I wouldn't, outside of New York, and I didn't get to go to those. So like they had a drive and they knew this is what they needed to do. But it wasn't until I went to a show in Philadelphia where Chikara, they were on a Chikara show where I saw the drastic difference between a small show in Rochester and a Chikara show at the ECW arena with the production value and how Quack kind of, I don't want to say controlled, but had organization. Facilitate. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. Yeah. There is something to this. The other shows, you just got to do those to kind of get your reps so you can get to a point like this. And now this can turn into something bigger. Yeah. So that was nice to see that there was more layers to it than what I was first exposed to.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard work begets luck kind of thing.
Hey man, even like the little beauty contests, they're at small shows, and then soon they're Little Miss Sunshine, you know? Big shows.
Miss USA.
So, a little bit of a shout out, another Brockport alum, Mr. Derek Belkin, a.k.a. Dan Macchio. He's doing his thing.
Is that what he calls himself?
Dan Macchio, yeah. He's part of a tag team.
That's a guy that I'm a little jealous of the way he would turn it up real quick. He had a switch, man.
Yeah, he knows.
He knew to go big.
Yeah. I mean,
because he's only 4 foot.
Literally like 4'11", 4'8".
Jack, you're tall. Compared to that.
Yeah. You're Andre.
But he controls the room, man.
Yeah, I know.
That boy has got a big presence to him.
I believe it.
So he's been doing big things. So it's just interesting that out of the little meager Brockport theater pool that we had, you got Dalton. You're on your track, and
gonna get an Oscar soon.
Hopefully, so. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of got the itch a little bit. I'm trying to break in.
You're gonna be a wrestler. You had your chance, Vinny. You had your shot. Yeah. You could have been a boy. at the Hammerstein.
That would have been
He's got twins now. How can he go back to you?
Yeah, he can't go. He doesn't.
Could you imagine your first wrestling experience was at the Hammerstein Ballroom in front of a sold-out Ring of Honor crowd? You
literally,
threw it away.
I swear, literally. Okay, sure.
Guys have the shirts off.
Who's got? I don't take a shirt off.
Jack put
only in the pools. All right.
Yeah,
the old Snickers bar in the pool trick. All right. What else we got here? We're wasting.
I want to know where Dalton has traveled. I know, being part of wrestling, you got to be traveling around here and there. You been to Japan?
Yeah, to. That's how COVID's affected my life the most. Is I don't.
You brought in COVID to the U.S. I think.
Yeah, I was
kissing.
I was doing a tour of China, just kissing every animal on the planet. Countries I've wrestled in. Canada. I'm going to say Vancouver because it's very, very far away. And I've been to Germany, Switzerland, Italy, England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, regular Ireland.
Also Ireland.
Australia, New Zealand, Japan. Is that it? That might be it.
That it? I was gonna start telling you the ones you haven't been there.
Rochester.
Yeah, and Cleveland.
How was it like?
And on a cruise ship.
On a cruise ship?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got 3 matches in international waters.
International, so there's no rules. Weapons?
Monkey knife fights are legal.
Yeah, that's the way you got to do it, man.
Where would you like to return? Who was the most welcoming?
Oh, as far as countries just themselves, Australia and Switzerland, I want to go back to.
Yeah.
Japan is one of the most fun to wrestle and visit. UK crowds are rowdy, man.
I was going to ask you, so who are the most aggressive?
Germany. Slogan.
What are you saying there?
Slogan means chug, like when you're chugging beers and stuff.
You sure about that?
Germany was all right. I was peak broken back time. I was defending the world title in Germany with a broken back. And so walking was not my favorite. It wasn't the best trip, or my best match, but I got through it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of it. I grade a lot of those matches on a curve.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the crowd was happy. I didn't.
Well, I was going to chase out. So I wanted to ask you, who do you think was the most, not necessarily aggressive crowd, but who was the most rabid?
Oh, that would probably be that crowd of raccoons down in Yellowstone. I wrestled in front of.
That wasn't a wrestling match, though. That was just a ham sandwich. Yeah.
And they wanted it. They wanted it from me. I don't know, man.
The rowdiest.
I don't remember a lot of stuff. I get kicked in the head a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever cheered for me. It's actually been real quiet lately.
Oh, stop. Yeah. We're cheering. We're all cheering over here.
They fixed that in post. They had all the crowds.
Yeah.
Put it up higher. So, I would have thought Germany would have been a pretty wild, but you mentioned Australia. How was it fighting out there? Like, what did you do? Who did you fight?
I did very small shows there. Yeah. It was this fun place called Wrestling Go. They really lean towards into like the character side. It's a fun company. It's not exactly like sports oriented, but it's like a silly little show. Kids
it's
come
like a family friendly type thing.
Or? Oh yeah, one of their titles is a stuffed watermelon.
The hell's a stuffed watermelon?
You said a stuffed watermelon,
like a carnival,
like a plush toy. Yeah, like yeah. People are fighting over the watermelon. It's insane. But the guy who ran it, his mom took so I came and taught a seminar one of the days, and then we had like a couple hours between after that to the show. And she took me to the zoo that was nearby, which was amazing. Yeah. Like I got to pet wallabies and kiss kangaroos on the head. That's probably how I got COVID. And
all about it.
Yeah. Wait, I've never had COVID. Why did I say that?
You sure?
No, I had kangaroo-vid.
Kangaroo.
Yeah. Sonic. Saw an echidna.
Well,
I want to.
Those things lay eggs, and they're mammals. What?
I got a question because I feel the end is maybe near.
The end is almost near. He's dying to get the fuck off since the minute he came on.
My
he might be
phone's gonna
drinking. He's probably
up.
been sober for the last 5 years of his life, and now he's gonna go back and drink.
Listen, I want to get this out of you.
Get it out of you.
Anyone coming?
And then put it in
anyone thinking of? Well, all right. What are we doing now? Arts and crafts, Dalton.
I'm calling 911.
I do arts and crafts.
Okay, I do crafts and arts.
I've been getting into EVA foam, trying to build stuff out of that.
EVA foam,
like anime stuff.
It's just the foam that you like see in your kids' playroom floor, puzzle pieces.
Oh.
Yeah, you can cut it up and make it into stuff. It's tough.
Okay, let me ask you this: anyone thinking of breaking in to the business? Okay, I'm sure you've gotten this question before.
Mm-hmm.
What is, let's say, what's something that you wish someone had told you at the beginning?
Some beginner's tips.
God, I don't know. I feel like I accidentally did everything really right. Like I had friends who loved wrestling really early. Mm-hmm. I kind of got my exposure before I even was interested in wrestling. Mm-hmm. I would say I like to remember this is like a business. I mean, nobody owes you anything. You need to be professional in every aspect of it. Otherwise, you're not going to be kept around. And do what you can to help those around you, because eventually they're going to be the ones who help you. And I was real lucky because a lot of my success came from the fact that I had good friends who became successful and gave me the opportunity to do the same.
So don't burn your bridges.
Just don't. Yeah, be nice.
Drink
be
water,
nice.
Sleep, stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Rinse, repeat.
And remember, be realistic. Wrestling is one of the most inclusive art forms in the world. If you think you want to do it, there is a spot for you. Don't let anybody tell you that this is not for you. What you're trying to do might not be for you. If you want to be Hulk Hogan and you are,
well, listen here, brother.
And you don't got the body to do it, then maybe that's not for you. But find out what you're good at, and we will find a way to work it into wrestling.
There you go. That's wise words.
Cool.
Right there.
Do you think it's become more inclusive in recently, or has that always been the culture? It just come to the surface more recently?
No, I think within the last decade, it's come that way. I think the new generation is just a smarter group of individuals.
I mean, if you go back and you watch like Goldust, his debut, I mean, they were screaming vulgar things, and I mean, you couldn't even imagine that happening now. Kind of thing. And I think it's great the way that it's going, and it has become a smarter audience. They are hip to what's up. It's no longer the term mark or.
I mean, I like that part of it, but I also love the part like his story, just how you just became who you envision. Which you got to admit, some people they can't prolong that way. They just give up and they just get that 9-to-5 job, and that's it. But I'm glad you got to where
that's another tip of mine. Don't quit your jobs. Like, even if find a job that you can try to do your wrestling hobby around.
Exactly.
Because even if you start getting a little successful, you are going to need extra money to make yourself even more successful. Everything you make on the side, you need to invest in yourself. And if you don't got money to do that, you're never going to really move forward.
Do you have an action figure yet?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah. Somewhere. It's in a box.
Where could we find that?
Amazon, bro.
Google Dalton Castle action figure. There.
Or just bring
Where
it to
can
your
people
house.
get these sweet shirts? How about that?
I don't know the company that makes it.
Was it Jack specific that they made?
Pro Wrestling Tees. I've got a store there, but also theplanetpeacock.com. That is my website that I run from home. So if you want an exclusive shirt that is printed on a much nicer, soft quality shirt, and then the one you guys are wearing right there on screen, I got better shirts here. Right. You order from theplanetpeacock.com, and there might be a little cat hair in the package. Ooh. Because I got cats.
That's how you do it.
Nice little locket of your kitty's hair. Nice.
Take it and clone them.
Well, before we let you off the hook and you regret everything you just did right now in the last, what do we got here? An hour and 22 minutes. Jack's got his final question, so we're going to put you on a hot seat.
We're letting him talk?
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
He's allowed to talk.
He has to be clothed first before he can speak to the guy.
Yeah.
But he's clothed.
These are kind of rapid fire, but feel free to expand on any of these questions, the answers to these questions if you'd like. First one, if you could live in a movie for a week, what movie would it be?
Jaws.
Cool. Why?
I gotta get out of here. So.
That is scary. All right. So what is your worst habit?
I talk real fast before I know what I want to say. So I only get a few words out and then I stop. And then I go, I also don't listen to people before they're done talking. I try to answer the question before they even get it out. I can't handle when other people are talking and it's not me.
Yeah. All right. What's your guilty pleasure?
Cashew milk ice cream.
Say what?
Okay. Cashew milk ice cream.
I think you said ketchup and milk ice cream.
That's what I thought you said.
If you haven't had yourself some ketchup,
secret pre-workout.
You never had, it's a Canadian flavor. It's good.
Yeah. All right. If you can have dinner with one person, living or dead, who would it be?
Tom Hanks.
He's dead? No, I'm just kidding.
No, he's living.
No, he seems a good company.
Yeah. All right. So this one's kind of an important question. So what fast food restaurant are you ordering from and what are you getting?
Chipotle is about as fast food as I'll get right now.
We'll get them one day, Vic.
Yeah. And what are you getting? Crispy chicken sandwich, I'm assuming?
Bowl with the sofritas.
Oh, there you go.
Nice. So biggest regret you can change.
What?
Yeah.
That's not a what?
Biggest regret, right? Something that you're looking to change. Biggest regret.
This hair, like in the back. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to trim up the back or not, but it's like,
no,
it's real in the back when I wear it up. I can change this hair.
All right. Well, what is a regret that you cannot change? Biggest regret you can't change?
These baby browns.
He wants blues. And finally, sir, your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, unprofessional podcast.
Yeah.
I just can't stand when people are terrible at it.
Pieces of shit.
We were that bad, huh?
Shirtless.
Shirtless.
Hey, we were all on board. I don't want to hear that. We were all on board for that. Till I did it. And then we all knew it was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Get my catchphrase wrong right off the start. Throw it away like you don't care.
No, I do care.
The irony
breaks some hearts.
The irony is that they actually do a lot of homework.
Yeah, like,
to be honest.
You want me to share this to him real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Show him.
Holy shit. All right. Yeah, I'll just share the whole fucking thing.
Hey. What's this? Oh,
this is my
your one sheet?
So this is my win sheet. This is how I do all my interviews. So here's all the fucking notes.
Look at this guy.
Yeah. Too bad
a lot on me. Where's my social security numbers on here? What the hell?
Wait, whoa. Unshare the screen. I'm a gold digger.
Well, but keep digging because you're not hitting it here.
I want to say thank you, friend, for coming out and being with us today. And
anything for you, Vinny, except for this again.
Okay. Well, listen, maybe like I said, the offer still stands. I'm willing to be a boy.
Ben, give it up.
Yeah.
That's cute. I got good ones now.
This is my last interview. I'm done with the podcast. I'm selling all my equipment.
He's wrapping it up.
That's it. $3,000 for fucking nothing.
Does Vinny try to get a job with every guest you have?
No.
Should have seen what I did with the Coney Island guy.
Yeah. He was swallowing swords. Jack, anything?
I want to thank you very much for coming on and helping us have a great experience here today. So I appreciate everything you do. Thank you very much for the shows that you put on. I know it's a lot of work, so thank you very much.
Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, appreciate all the support. This was mediocre, but I had a great time.
Mediocre.
No, I appreciate it, and thanks for considering me worthy as being a guest. So that's very nice.
Yeah. Well, Dalton, I appreciate you coming on. Good luck. I hope we get to see another title win. You had one in December 15, 2017. And when COVID is
amazing. How am I not champion of everything?
Yeah.
Always.
At this point.
Who's better than me?
Nobody.
Except the podcasts. I think we have the corner on podcasts.
But like I said, once this COVID is done, I hope that we can all get together and see you fight in the ring.
That'd be
definitely
neat.
That would be amazing. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and walk Dalton Castle out, and we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Oh, I mean
let's fucking go.
This is going to be a legendary interview.
Yeah.
This is hands down legendary interview. Yeah. Probably the best interview to date we have. Probably our only best interview we're probably going to have on this UnFollowVic show.
Stop. We've had some good ones.
Hey, listen. He was Dalton Castle. That's the character, baby.
Dalton Castle. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we thank you again. I mean, Vinny actually put all this together. That's why we call him the producer. Bada bing. Bada bing. Bada bing. So, yeah, I mean, great interview. Dalton, if you're ever going to listen to this, I wish you luck for real, and I hope you win that title again. And we'll definitely come see you. Jack, what do you got? Any last words?
I want to thank the listeners. Thank you very much for tuning in again. I want to thank you guys for coming together and putting this all together. And, yeah, just keep your chin up.
Vinny, what do you got? That's it.
Yeah, no, listen, thank you, everybody. Guys, thank you for having me back on the show. Let me be a part of the fun. Dalton, if you're listening again, thank you, brother. Best of luck. Stay safe out there. Stay healthy. Keep that back safe.
Best of luck, champ. All right, we'll see you in the future, all right? Good luck, and this has been another episode of the UnFollowVic exclusive. Peace.